Sorry about the fan. It's a little warm in here. So, Aaron Taylor Johnson really seems to be leveling up his characters. First there was Kick Butt. Well, Kick A, but I don't use that word. Then there was Quicksilver, at least one of them. Now there's Kraven the Hunter. I think we need to put this boy in a permanent role in either the Marvelverse or the DCverse, because he is just bouncing around. What can I say about this character? Well, first and foremost, he was fairly impactful in the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. First, he was a fairly effective villain. Then he became sort of an anti-hero. Then he ended up having sort of a happily ever after moment and bowing out of the show entirely. Not many episodes, but his storyline was worth exploring. Aaron Taylor Johnson plays him less like the refined European gentleman with a savage inner nature, like from the cartoon. Less like that, and more like an everyman who wants to do good but can't help but do bad. So he aims the bad at other bad so the good can prevail, if that'll make sense. In this version of his character, basically he's the heir apparent to a mafia fortune, but he doesn't want to be like his dad, played amazingly by Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe can do no wrong in terms of his characters. They're always memorable, even when they're villains. So anyway, he runs off after surviving an encounter with a lion and exposure to this strange voodoo potion given to him by a young woman named Calypso. Yes, she's a character from the comics and the cartoon as well. Only she's a little different. In the cartoon, she was a doctor. This time, she's a lawyer. Still, not bad. Anyway, potion mixed with a bit of lion's blood, don't ask, changes him, makes him more animalistic. And he becomes the ultimate bounty hunter, trying to slowly stamp out crime in the world by any means necessary. He's basically the Punisher, but with a little more style. Yes, I said it. At me. Kidding. But anyway. Like the Punisher, he takes no prisoners. And he has friends that are maybe less reputable than they should be. But he tries to do good. Enter into that the Rhino. Not some hired gun, but this time he's more of a budding mob boss himself. He isn't in a costume, and he's not as, I don't know, entertaining as Paul Giamatti was, but he's definitely an interesting take on the character of the Rhino. In the cartoon, he was just a musclehead that was honestly more trouble than he was worth. But in this one, he's sort of a gentlemanly threat. He doesn't really let loose until the end, and I'll say this, while the CGI was less convincing than it could have been, it was fairly entertaining to watch the character really let his inner animal out. And also, peppered throughout this whole film are various references and nods and winks, especially to fans of the Spider-Man cartoon like me. I kept doing, oh hey, that's that guy, or that's that guy, or that's that reference. But anyway, overall, this is more of a Marvel Godfather type movie. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't quite my cup of tea. It needed more supernatural or fantastical elements, but the characters did okay with what they had. And ultimately, the fan service that I personally got at the end was kind of satisfying. Made it worth the wait. The various locations from Africa to Russia to Turkey to London are all gorgeous, and the action sequences are fast-paced and did a lot of pretty decent stunt work. And there were animals, lots of animals, CGI animals, but they were decent enough. They allowed for more full contact as opposed to what they would have had to work with if it were real animals. So, score one for animal rights. It was a bit bloodier than some of the Marvel products, but with the subject matter, they almost were kind of restrained. But not too restrained. You really felt what this Kraven the Hunter was supposed to be like. So, yeah. As a Marvel fan, I wasn't thrilled with this portrayal of Kraven the Hunter, but I wasn't disappointed. And while they did kind of set up for a potential sequel or maybe a series or miniseries, most likely we'll just end up getting appearances in future Spider-Man or maybe even future Madam Web products. But if this is the only Kraven the Hunter media that we're going to get, it was satisfying for what it was. Made me wanting a little bit more towards the end, but if this is all we get, it wasn't terrible. Definitely not the worst Marvel product that they've had, but I don't think it goes anywhere near top 10 or top 5. So yeah, this is Mr. J signing out and reminding you, if you're going to hunt animals, use the meat and other products from it. Don't just take trophies. That's wasteful. Though I'm sure you can find food in the wild without killing animals. But survival does require some dirtying of one's hands. So do what you got to do. Though try to be nice to animals and try to be nice to each other. Happy hunting.